Stay tuned for the GSN Digest. Welcome to the GSN Digest, a short program of various features. The show starts now.
Well, November has arrived and this is episode number 7. Is Besto a banned substance? We'll find out more on Speaking Sports. Some people still think the Earth is flat. Well, exploring space will debunk that notion. Pieces of History has a short essay on the start of World War I, and Notations is singing against war, but there's something going on in Vancouver. Here's the News Watch.
This is the News Watch.
A Vancouver woman was out walking her dogs in Kitsilano when she was attacked by roughly 4 raccoons. The animals came out from the bushes. She was trying to collect her dogs when the raccoons attacked. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, "Help me, help me, help me," because I couldn't do it alone, she said in an interview. A nearby man came to her aid and he tried to drive the animals off by kicking them. She broke free, had ran with her dogs to a nearby apartment. I know that there were signs all up along in that same apartment block about somebody feeding coyotes last year, and I've seen food being thrown out on the grass there, she said. We were a whole apartment block away from where they live and they came out from underneath the bushes and ambushed us. And Hurwitz was not the only person who has been attacked by wild animals. There have been a rash of attacks by wild animals in recent months. People on Facebook were writing, "You should keep your dogs on a leash. You shouldn't be going up to a mother and her babies," she said. The message is, don't feed wild animals. This is Speaking Sports, a weekly sports feature. This item isn't about drugs in sports, it's about a popular nutritional supplement taken by a lot of professional athletes to help them perform better. Edmonton Oilers star Connor McDavid is one such user. He uses the supplement known as Alpha Force Besto. The product promotes fat loss, increases muscle tone and boosts energy. McDavid is under investigation and might be disciplined, but right now more will have to be done before he and others are punished or banned. The NHL is planning on banning the dietary supplement because it can make users 145% stronger and triple stamina. It also little or no weightlifting, which the NHL considers it to be a cheat and gives users an unfair advantage over non-users. If the league bans nutritional supplements, what happens to those using this? Will they simply be told to stop using it or be banned? We'll have to just wait and see what happens. Stay tuned.
This is the GSN Digest, a short program of various features.
Yes, the NHL is thinking of banning the use of this dietary product because it seems to have all the hallmarks of anabolic steroids. Well, the Earth sure isn't flat like some think it is. What is all this malarkey about the Earth being flat? Everyone knows that Earth is round, so why are groups posting videos on YouTube and other sites trying to convince us that the scientists have it all wrong? In the days of Christopher Columbus, people thought the Earth was flat and that if you sailed long enough you'd fall off and drift to wherever. When I was a kid of 4 years old, I thought people from Australia walked upside down. I know that's not the case now, but it was fun just to wonder what it's like down that way. I hope those who produce the flat Earth videos know that most of us went through high school and know that a flat Earth doesn't exist. This is Pieces of History, looking back at the past. Most people know when World War I ended, but how many people know when it started and why? World War I began on July 28, 1914, and different factors played a role in igniting one of the deadliest global conflicts in history. It seemed to begin with two opposing allied forces of the Russian Empire, the French Third Republic and the United Kingdom of Great Britain, against the allied forces of Germany, the Austria-Hungarian Empire and Italy. Italy did not join because it had taken the offensive, breaching the terms of the alliance. Actually, the event that set off a chain of events that started the war was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria in June of 1914. The Austria-Hungarian alliance issued an ultimatum to Serbia. Germany issued an ultimatum to Russia to demobilize, which was refused. On July 29, Germany declared war on Russia. Several international alliances were formed from previous decades and within weeks were reformed, eventually leading to several major powers being at war, which spread around the world. Several battles ensued and the war dragged on for nearly 5 years, and there were 70 military as well as 60 million civilian casualties, mainly Europeans. In the spring of 1918, Canadian forces captured Vimy Ridge. It was a major turning point in the war. On November 11, 1918, an armistice was signed which ended the First World War. April 2018 will mark 100 years since the battle at Vimy Ridge, and November 11, 2018 will mark 100 years since the end of World War I.
Listening to the GSN Digest, a short program of various features. The show continues.
World War I was an ugly conflict, and hopefully we won't have anything like that in our lifetime. Well, there were many protest songs in the 60s, and many about the evils of war.
This is Notations, a music feature.
This week we shift focus a bit and have something to say about the songs of war. I'm sure there have been a lot of songs devoted to the subject of war. When you're protest songs that try to highlight the wrongs of armed conflicts, songs like Blowin' in the Wind, Where Have All the Flowers Gone, and Edwin Starr's Peace War, those songs spoke out against the need to do battle in order to resolve conflicts. Other songs that come to mind are Peace Train by Cat Stevens, Give Peace a Chance by John Lennon, and Eve of Destruction by Barry McGuire. All have something that makes you think about the damage war does to the humankind. During the 60s there were plenty of songs protesting the war in Vietnam. Other wars were sung about, but one question is repeated is why? The overall feeling is, do we need to fight? In some cases we've had to. In World War II we had to band together in order to destroy Hitler's war machine. Other times we've had to get rid of a leader to stop them from killing their own people. Stopping wars from happening in the first place should continue to be the focus, and every effort should be made to avert them. As long as there's war, there's another protest song coming out.
Group of Dashes, tune in next time for another edition of Notations.
War isn't pretty, and many protest against it. Hold your fire. We'll be back in this chair next week. Take care.
That's all for this week. We hope you enjoyed the show. Your feedback is more than welcome. Drop us a line at programs@gsnvancouverbc.ca or visit us at gsnvancouverbc.ca. We're back next week with another edition of the GSN Digest. Thanks for tuning in. So long for now.